I think the other thing is that his coach realized that Pat is that motherfucker. I think that became clear.
Just us. Just us.
I think we all went in expecting another loss from the Golden State Warriors against the Cleveland Cavaliers, a team that has been playing very, very well recently. Very, very high-ranked offense. And somehow...
the Warriors got the W.
Finally.
I know.
Good one. And it was a impressive performance from bench role players, essentially.
Basically, all the core players are injured and did not play today. Let's name them all. So Steph Curry, quad. Jimmy Butler.
Ass.
No, it's not his glute. I think
knee.
it's his knee.
Knee.
Draymond Green.
Ass.
Ankle. Al Horford.
Ass.
Sciatica. But I don't know where the sciatica is. It might be in his ass. I'm not sure.
DeAnthony Melton. Ass problem.
I don't even know what his injury is.
His one is...
his big toe, maybe. I'm not sure.
No, I think it's knee as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we're trying to say is all of the core players were out, so bench players really had to step up. It was an interesting starting lineup. It was Pat Spencer's first
ever
career
start.
NBA start. And if you've been listening to our episodes, you know that we love Pat Spencer.
What a guy. He is him.
He's him.
He is him.
And that
is what he proved during this game. Him, Pat Spencer, Guy Santos played very well. Quentin Post defending super well. TJD defending well. GP2 was defending pretty well. A couple of fouls on him, but he was a nuisance in the way that you need him to be. Pods, some ridiculous movement from him. He's crafty, and this is one of the games where he didn't hold on to the ball and dribble for a really long time, which meant he had to make quick decisions, which meant he did some wild stuff, including a step through under the arms of Evan Mobley, the number one defender in the league currently, to float up a bucket in a way that
impressive.
Everyone was like, what the hell? And he did some good, he scored a couple threes, I think, as well, but facilitating well, played really, really well.
So, Tam, as you mentioned, Evan Mobley won Defensive Player of the Year last year.
Yes.
And today, he only ended up with one block.
Yeah.
That's surprising because I feel like so the other team was defending at a pretty high level, but I feel like for the Warriors, they had the best defensive first half we've seen in a really long time.
In a long time.
They limited the Cavs to a really low shooting percentage. And the Cavs are usually a very high-scoring three-point team. They were only 3 for 21, I want to say.
They are usually. They haven't been lately.
Yeah.
But they are aware of that, and they adjusted. I believe in the last game that they played, they scored 80 points in the paint.
Yeah. So they made the adjustment.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes an adjustment the Warriors don't know how to make.
Yeah.
They'll just continue chucking up threes. I think so we mentioned Pat Spencer was one of the keys to the win. What happened early on in the game was a bit disappointing because he picked up some early fouls and had to be benched because you can't keep him out there. He'll pick up more fouls and then risk getting fouled out.
I think the thing that is different about him is when he fouls, it's not because he's sloppy. He's trying to do something and it, didn't go the way he wanted, as opposed to just flailing his arms around like a lot of other players do.
Right. And I think in the first quarter, he picked up 2 early fouls, and then Pods had to sub in for him. The first quarter was really messy, very sloppy, 6 turnovers. The Warriors only had 12 points as the quarter ended. The other team wasn't doing very well either, but the second quarter is where things started turning in the right direction. So the Warriors outscored the Cavs 33-18 in the second quarter. But again, Pat picked up his third foul, which took him out. He couldn't play the remainder of the quarter. And what do you think about offensive rebounds? I feel like the Warriors
good.
I think the Warriors got out-rebounded quite significantly on the offensive rebound side.
Yeah, they got out-rebounded, but it wasn't as bad as previous games. There were way more... Guy Santos was getting up there every time he could. TJD was a little more focused on getting the ball. I think QP was good about making moves before the ball like positioning himself and getting up in the air as the ball was coming back down, instead of waiting for the ball to come to him and then picking it up out of the air. So I think they had a little more activity, and they were a little more active on the rebounds than previously. They still got out rebounded, but I think they're in a better spot now with rebounding.
Yeah, the Warriors got out rebounded 46-61.
But that's because the Cavs are a tall team.
So yeah, they are very tall.
Yeah.
They have Evan Mobley, very tall.
Darius Garland.
Darius Garland is tall.
But
they have very long
jumps.
arms. They all
Yeah.
jump really high.
Yeah.
So I was very pleasantly surprised by the defensive effort that the Warriors put in.
Same. I was impressed. It for a period of time, for the last few games, whenever the opposing team had the ball, whether it's in transition or whatever, I was never confident that. In fact, I was confident that they were going to let a point go, let some points go. This time, there were times when the other team got the ball, and I thought, oh no, they could stop this. They know what they're doing. They seem to be locked in with this stuff.
Yes, but I also think the Cavs didn't have a good game.
No.
If the Cavs had a good game, I don't know if we would have won that.
I agree, but I also don't want to diminish what they pulled off, because the Warriors went in, no doubt, knowing in the scouting report that they don't shoot well from three, and they were pushing them to do that a lot. And outside of Donovan Mitchell, there weren't many players that were able to consistently hit threes, which is something that the other teams that we've played, they've had multiple 3-point shooters.
Yeah, it did seem like the Warriors finally executed a game plan very well and did not let up, even when the game got close. So, there were portions of the third quarter where the Warriors didn't score for like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It
was looking rough.
It was looking rough, but they still kept the defensive effort high. And with good defense comes good offense. So they ended up, picking it up. I guess in the third quarter, another note to mention, D'Anthony Melton was eating an apple on the bench.
I told you, he needs to keep the doctor away.
I just thought that was so funny. He was just like casually eating an apple.
Yeah,
So
he was having a nice time eating. Draymond Green had pants strings, the longest pants strings I've ever seen, his sweatpants. The strings were like almost
to the floor.
grazing the floor.
Yeah.
Draymond,
An interesting
tie it
look.
up.
Yeah. We don't
Great
want
glasses,
him,
though.
We don't want him tripping.
Yeah, imagine he trips over and
on
tears
his ankle
ACL.
injury. Yeah. Okay, what do we want to say about the fourth quarter?
Fourth quarter is where it started to get a bit dicey, because Donovan Mitchell and
Darius
Garland, they realized that they need to basically take over, and which is what they started doing. They started imposing their will on the game. Donovan Mitchell is a assassin when it comes to
elite.
3-point shooting.
Yeah, he ended up with 7 of 14 from 3.
Yeah, and in the fourth quarter, he started shooting some real nasty rainbow threes that looked like they were leaving the center, the stadium, and then came down and went into the net, and it was like, Jesus Christ, that's crazy. But I think the Warriors, the young guns out there, didn't let that dissuade them. They stayed focused on defense, and they stayed active. And even though the final minute of that game was stressful beyond belief, it was the exact same copy and paste scenario from the last game, where they had Pat Spencer inbounding the ball. They had just a second of time, just over a second of time to kill, and they were having trouble getting the ball in, and they took a timeout, came back, did it again, almost lost the ball.
Guy Santos luckily caught
Guy
it.
Santos hit his hand, it fell out of his hand, and then he caught it, and I've never seen a man bear hug a ball like he did
It
there.
was deja vu, exact same play as the night before.
Yeah, it's tricky.
2 nights before. But we're glad that Guy Santos was able to hold on to the ball. He got fouled. Then he made 1 free throw and then missed the second. So the Warriors were up by 3 with the Cavs getting the ball back.
Yes.
And then the Cavs took a 3. They missed. And the Warriors
got fouled.
Thankfully got the rebound.
Yeah.
And Pat Spencer got fouled.
Then he went to the free throw line.
Okay, this was probably the highlight of the game, is he went to the free throw line, sunk the first free throw, and then started waving goodbye to the Cavs fans, because they all started leaving, because there's no way you could win if you're up by 4 points.
That was so funny. He's
that was also the point where he surpassed his career high.
Yeah, 18 points.
Yeah, and he ended up with 19 total because he made the second free throw.
His stats, you might think, 19 points is not that's 19 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds, 7 for 12, and then field goals, 3 for 4, 3-point shots, 2 for 2 free throws in 29 minutes. That's an impressive stat line.
That is, especially since he was playing with 3 or 4 fouls for basically the entirety of the game.
Once he came back in, you could tell he reined in.
He was locked in.
He was like, I'm not fouling anyone. And he really didn't. There was maybe one extra foul. So yeah, he waved goodbye to the Cavs fans. Also, the performance the Warriors put on was to the point where Cavs fans were booing their own team at one point.
I love that.
Which was fantastic.
Yeah.
I think the one kind of weak link, which I'm sure will be in our butthole slot, was Kuminga. Once again,
why don't we go into boobies and butthole?
Yeah, boobies and butthole. I mean, like, the boobies are obviously Pat Spencer continues to be him. The future of the Warriors, if you ask me. Pajemski must be so pissed.
Yeah.
Because Pajemski's been out there being like, I'm going to be the future of the Warriors. I'm going to be the next Steph Curry. Meanwhile, Pat Spencer's like, I don't care about any of that, but I'm looking like Steph Curry right now. He doesn't remind me of Steph Curry. He reminds me of Andre. Just because of his playmaking and his ability to focus, the vision, like seeing the court, and like he reminds me of Andre so much. I want Iguodala and I want Spencer. That's what I want.
Spensanity is what
that's
people
what they're
are
calling
saying.
it.
Like Linsanity.
Yeah. So that's Pat Spencer being one of them, and then obviously finally a win to break the spree. And the reason that's a booby is because we should hopefully beat the Bulls tomorrow. They've won 5 games all season.
Even though they had a hot start.
They had a
blazing hot start.
And then they've lost every game since. The Warriors, it feels like a trap game again. However...
Well, it is on a back-to-back.
Yeah. However, if we can win that, the Warriors get 4 days off to relax.
Because we're not in the NBA Cup anymore.
Yeah.
So the next game would be on Friday.
I'm going to call that a strategic loss.
Yeah, strategic loss. Yeah.
We don't need that.
We don't need to be. We don't need to
but
win the
that is a booby because it means like time for all of our players to recover and also perhaps get some practice in. Then they have a couple of games and then 3 days off. So it's a much softer stretch from this point on.
Definitely.
So, and then my booby was definitely, my butthole was definitely Kuminga. He feels like he's not engaged anymore.
Yeah.
I think it feels like he knows that he's just riding the rest of the time.
He's just waiting to get traded.
Yeah. And it's frustrating because I think the people that are like on Steve Kerr's ass about not giving Kuminga the time and development he needs are being really unfair because Kuminga isn't playing the way that the coaching team is telling them. Like, don't wait in the backcourt for the ball. When you just move forward and let it come to you, and then assert your dominance, your athleticism in the paint and score. And he's not doing that. And I feel like it's on him, which is going to be tricky because if he's not doing that, a lot of teams that might be interested in him are probably looking at him being like, this guy might be a liability.
Right. I'd say butthole for me is the same. Kuminga, he still ended up with 7 rebounds, 3 assists, but 4 points only on 1 of 10 shooting. We do need him to be he's meant to be the secondary or third leading scorer on the team, and he wasn't. And today he was given a really good opportunity to be that guy, and he just didn't, and he couldn't.
Carry on.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say there's a quote that just popped up on my phone from the post-game report interviews of Steve Kerr. He was asked about Pat Spencer and what changed. And Steve Kerr's response was, his coach realized that Pat is that mother effer. That became clear. Sorry.
He said that?
Yeah, and he said, sorry, am I allowed to say that?
Wait, I have to go watch that. I have to go see him say it. We're going to go watch the post game.
So you basically, and I'm not going to, remember there's that one quote of Steve Kerr talking about Steph Curry's shot where he did that dribble into traffic shot where Steve Kerr says, I realize that it's a bad shot unless it's Steph Curry. Then it's a good shot. It feels like that kind of moment where he's like, oh, I realize Pat Spencer is that guy.
Yeah.
So there we go.
He is that guy.
There we go. If he doesn't end up on this team, I'm going to be so mad.
He just has to continue doing what he's doing. I feel like
he's earned it.
Oh, for sure. But I think there's been other people that have been on the team longer. There are ebbs and flows to players' performance, right? In some cases, Pods has done well, in others he has not. How do you stack that up against what Spencer's doing?
Yeah, I mean, right now, consistency is important, but also I'm not thinking about his last 3 games. I'm thinking about since he joined the team. He doesn't play like a rookie. Like, he doesn't play like he's a rookie where he's
Well, he's
making
not a
mistakes.
rookie.
Yeah. He's making mistakes. He's not, aware. He's always locked in. And even though he doesn't play a lot of minutes, whenever he's put into the game, you can see he's giving it everything. And he's trying to play as clean as possible, which is what I like about him. So it feels like he's earned that for over the last 2 seasons. But we'll see. I'm sure that Steve Kerr is probably like kicking doors in and being like, make this happen. But they can't do anything until trade time comes. They probably have to get rid of a few people like Kuminga and maybe someone else as well to create some cap space.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, well, that's it for us. We will see you at the next game for the next recap tomorrow versus Chicago.
Bulls.
Hopefully it's another W.
Another Pat Spencer legacy game.
I hope he now, gets a new career high. He needs to score more
That
than
would
19.
be so good.
I want him to score like 50 points.
Linsanity.
Yeah,
would be
he's
so
going to
good.
pop off. He already has. All right, thanks everyone. See you soon. Just us on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Just us.